Welcome back to the Duder Podcast. The ham is doing well. That's the most important thing here. Ran out and checked the ham. It's looking good. One thing I forgot to touch on in that opening segment, and I really wanted to, was our homeboy and beat in training, Dougie Rakes, gets hosed in the Northwest District Coach of the Year voting.
He did.
He got completely and utterly hosed in what can only be described as just 100% 2020 here. Dougie has to share Coach of the Year award with Colonel Crawford's coach and Northwood's coach. You want to hear something funny? He beat both of those teams.
Yes, he did.
And former guest Andy Schaefer, head coach of the Bulldogs at Columbus Grove, not even there.
Not even mentioned. And I did talk to Doug, and he said that he thought that Coach Schaefer should have won it.
Well, I don't disagree with you. I think Coach Rakes had a hell of a team. I mean, it was going to be hard for him to not have the year that they had. And if he was here, I would probably tell him the same thing. And I think he probably would agree as well. Coach of the Year, I think, generally should go to a coach who the team rises above expectations. Does that sound right to you guys?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Columbus Grove was going to be good, and hell, they were loaded coming back too. They had a lot of all-state kids, and I think what did Schaefer say? They haven't lost a game, and their quarterback hasn't lost a game in like 2.5 years.
Was it that long with between basketball and football?
Something like that, or maybe 22 games or something. I can't remember what it was, but it was quite a while. It was a little different than my senior year.
Substantially.
Well, we lost every game.
Do you think it should be a requirement for next year that whoever is casting these votes listens to this podcast?
They should. It'd be a hell of a lot smarter.
I think our coverage is pretty damn good, to be honest. I mean, for not paying for me getting all my information essentially from the excellent coverage of the Bryan Times. I think our coverage, we've got Lindsay and Doug who are kind of intertwined in what's going on in the high school sports area. You know what I mean? In the area. So we kind of have a leg up on most podcasts.
Oh yeah. Them two are very vital to our success.
Yeah. Tara, as a loyal listener, do you get tired of listening to us talk about high school sports?
No. I think it's important because it's not like this is like a nationwide podcast or anything yet.
It's not?
Not yet.
Not yet. I said yet. And so I think it's cool that you talk about high school sports, and it's important. And we just have we have a little tiny area that we live in, little tiny towns, and they don't get a whole lot of recognition anyway. So it's nice to bring recognition to the little schools too.
Yeah, exactly. You know, what kid wouldn't like hearing their name mentioned or their team mentioned on a podcast? And the great thing is you can go back and listen to it when you're 55 years old. Hey, listen to this, guys. These guys talked about how great Grandpa was back in the 2020 era.
I was, speaking of going back and listening to old episodes, I was doing some work around the house. Was it Monday night? And I just kind of flipped through the episodes, and whichever one my finger landed on was the one I was listening to. And it happened to be Dougie Fresh's first episode, which was also the Final Four of the favorite song tournament.
Yeah.
We've come a long way. We really have.
I think he was upset about Diddy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was upset that Paperboy didn't make the Final Four.
Yeah.
Interesting. I think, and I was just reading in this same thing here, Eden's quarterback threw for
who is a man child,
threw for 2,900 yards and 38 touchdowns in his first year with Bob Olin. I'd like to see a Fairview Eden matchup.
That'd be good.
I would have with this year's team.
That Eden, I did see them play Hicksville this year, and that kid is legit. He's big, can run, can make every throw on the field. He's a good ball player.
6'4", 215 pounds. That's a pretty big boy.
That's a great sized athlete in small Northwest Ohio.
Dog, he's just a junior too.
Yeah, one more year.
Holy crapola.
He might be a Toledo Rocket next year.
Yeah, maybe. He looks like he's 12. He looks like on the Sandlot, the kid who played first base. Was it
Tess.
No, he was the catcher. He kind of looks like, he looks like Timmy or Tommy. I can't think of what the hell they're. Timmy, I think, was it Timmy was the first baseman? Yeah, either way, this kid looks just like him. Anyway. All right, well, you guys ready to get into some picks?
I am.
Yep.
All right. I have got the picks for the other three guys. I have not wrote Dougie's down, but it was nice of the guys to send them. Kurt knew he wasn't going to be here yesterday, so he sent them a couple days ago. And LK was a game time decision last night, so he sent his just in case.
You came up with the belly cramps.
Hey, you're right. I am the only one that didn't change my clothes during the break.
Oh,
Yeah, look at that.
Excited.
Look to all the Bears fans.
Yeah, Bears.
Well, we're going Irish. Yeah. Okay, so let's. Oh shit! I just got a cramp. I got to get to the picks here. I don't want to jump out of the screen because I'm afraid I'm gonna screw something up.
Yeah, you got to tell me the picks and the spread because, as usual,
Per the usual.
I didn't write anything down.
This could end up
too busy.
You do realize this could just end up being all for naught, right? Because I might not be able to find these files and upload them, so might just get a whole episode just me. Okay, picks. Hang on. Let's talk the stats first. Shit. In order to do that, I got to pull it up on the computer. So bear with me. Bear with me here. Big T money. Squanto. Shit. Well, I can't minimize the meeting because what do you guys see now when I've got something else pulled up?
I got all you.
You see me?
Yeah.
No shit.
You have to go. Do you go to share screen? Did you
No,
click on that?
I'm not going to.
Oh.
I don't want people to see my spreadsheets. I got private information on here, folks. Okay, the standing. So last week's picks, Elvis was the big winner last week, going 13 and 3.
Damn.
Oh yeah.
That's a solid week, and let me just tell you guys how the Baileys owned last week because I went 12 and 4.
Dang.
I lost one college game. Elvis lost 2. And then I lost 3 NFL games. Elvis only lost 1.
I don't fuck around.
The one team that fucked me was Michigan, believe it or not. I went out on a limb and I picked Michigan and they hosed me. That's just too bad. Curtis went 11 and 5. Then his Royal Freshness went 7 and 9. And bringing it up from the back, traveling in packs, is LK. Went 4 and 12 last week.
Oh.
Wow.
LK has gone from
on top.
He's almost gone from first to worst. Currently, the standings are Curtis is in first place. I'm 4 games. Elvis and I are 4 games back. LK is then 7 games back. Dougie Fresh is deruggling. He's 10 games back.
Mm.
So that's kind of what went on. There's the standings. We've got a potential for another moving week this week here. We'll see how it goes. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. The first matchup tomorrow afternoon, the Fighting Irish favored by 5 at North Carolina. Let's let the guests go first, like game day does.
I think I'm picking.
Atta girl, she knows better.
I'm not stupid, but no. I'm almost afraid to even say Notre Dame just because I'm so I think I'm gonna like jinx them or something, but I just can't imagine them losing to UNC. UNC is a good team, that's for sure, but I think Notre Dame's just gonna dominate them.
I'll go next, and I'm gonna second that take. The Irish are gonna dominate. The defense is too good. They're not going to give up 50. They might give up in the 20s. I think this is going to be a 30-point win by the Irish. We're going to hang 50 on them. I think the final score is going to be something like 52 to 24, something like that. What in the hell is that? What's that say?
No dogs allowed.
For our people that are only on the listening area, Elvis's boy Tate just jumped into Elvis's video feed and held up a sign that said "No dogs allowed." There's a little bit of a story behind that from our behind the scenes, but Tate just never fails to not entertain. He's gonna eventually host this podcast. I got a feeling.
He might take over for you someday.
I'd gladly hand it off to him. Elvis, who you got?
I got Irish. I think it'll be a tough sleigh for the first quarter and a half. Then halftime adjustments will come through, and BK will lead them to an 11-point victory.
Yeah, 11.
Yeah, I'm thinking 33-22.
You think we're only going to score 33 on them?
I think so. I think we're going to be tough sledding at the beginning because we're going to have to adjust to the two new offensive linemen.
I think that Kyron Williams is going to rush for well over 100, and I think that either Tyree or Sebo's out, isn't he?
Yes.
Sebo's out. I think then Tyree is also. I think we're going to have two 100-yard rushers, and I think Book is also going to rush for close to 100. I'm just
78 yards.
I was thinking more like 92, but okay. Next matchup is the Garrett Krall special. Wyoming favored by 16. Sorry, my screen's cracked. 16.5 at University of Nevada, Las Vegas, the Running Rebs. Take.
I'm picking Wyoming, mostly because isn't that the team that? Did you say Garrett?
Yeah. Is Garrett playing, Elvis? Is he back?
He's supposed to be back.
Okay.
He was supposed to be back 2 weeks ago, but they've been on COVID watch for 2 weeks
right.
now.
So giving him a little time to recuperate is probably a good thing, I guess.
Since a Hicksville boy plays for Wyoming, I have to go with them.
Yeah. I agree. I was looking at the records. I don't think UNLV's won a game.
I think they're 0-4.
Yeah, I think you're right. I too am going with Wyoming.
We'll do an automatic sweep. Garrett Krall. 2 tackles for loss, 1 forced fumble, and 1 sack on his debut for the season.
I was gonna go pick 6 too.
No. He don't have the Bailey speed.
Oh, damn. I'll make sure I text him the link to this episode if it ever gets up so he can listen to Elvis. Next we've got Iowa State, the Fighting Matt Campbell's at Texas. Texas favored by 2.
I went with Texas.
Oh,
What
I don't really have a
rookie.
I don't know anything about either of these teams really.
All you need to know is that Matt Campbell coaches Iowa State. If you don't know Matt Campbell, look him up. Because I believe, like you, he is a fellow BG alum. I think he went to BG.
yeah. I'm gonna go Iowa State because they looked pretty damn good last week against Kansas State.
They seem to look good against everybody but the Irish.
Yeah. Coincidentally.
Next matchup, the Civil War. Oregon favored by 14 at Oregon State. The Pac-12 is not very good football.
That's why it's on so late because nobody watches it.
Yeah. I read somewhere that Oregon is begging the Pac-12 to let them play 9 a.m. games. So or yeah,
People
there
watch them.
noon game so that they can get some. They think they're that good that they can get some TV time. I have yet to watch them. I think 14 is a lot of points for the Pac-12, but I think Oregon is pretty good. Tara, what you got?
I went with Oregon.
I'm gonna go with the safe pick and take the Ducks as well.
No Beaver.
No Beavs.
I'm gonna go Oregon myself.
All right. So far, we've had nobody go off the charts except Teak with Texas. Oh, our next matchup. The Ball State Cardinals are coming to the GB on Saturday at noon and taking on the Rockets. The Rockets are favored by 9.5.
I think the Rockets are going to turn the Cardinals into Red Hawks.
Oh, you bitch.
Well, wait a minute. What doesn't Red Hawk sound more menacing than Cardinal?
Yeah, Hawks does. Plus, I know from personal experience that Toledo has good football players.
Circa 96.
I thought it was maybe because they kicked BG's ass from the time you got there till the time you left. But... So does that mean okay, are you taking Toledo then?
I'm going with Toledo, yeah, for sure.
I am not sure which Toledo team's going to show up. I'm going to take the Rockets. The 9 points has me a little spooked, but I'm going to stick with the Rockets.
Mark me down as a Rocket.
Okay, now
Rocket.
Each week, when our guests come on and pick, I give them a game of their own.
Is that a ghost?
That we're all going to pick. And unfortunately, I had to put Bowling Green on this list. You got some visitors there, T?
There was a ghost.
She turned her mic off.
I put it on mute because the dogs were fighting.
Oh, cool.
That's it.
The next matchup is Bowling Green at Ohio University. Ohio U is favored by OU is favored by 25.5. How fucking bad is Bowling Green?
Wow.
Bowling Green is in their building phase for the past.
They're not even rebuilding. They're just building.
Yeah, I think they're building. But I went with Bowling Green because I'm not going to go against the college that I went to. So sorry.
I picked against Toledo a couple weeks ago and was right. So I'm taking OU. No way. I'm taking Bowling Green.
The only thing OU can do is drink. Come on.
25 is a lot of points, but Bowling Green gives up a lot of points.
Where's that at, OU?
It's at Athens, yep.
I'm going to go the Bobcats.
All right. Next up, the other team in Ohio, the Ohio State Buckeyes, favored by 28.5 at Illinois. Ohio State's going on the road.
That's shocking.
I'm completely shocked here.
They do that?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
A little FYI. All the Buckeye fans were all excited about beating Indiana. Okay. Indiana's 4 victories came against 4 teams that had a combined win record of 3. Seriously. Come on, Buckeyes. Really.
I think if there's ever going to be a year where if we can play them, if there's ever going to be a year where we're going to get them, I think it's going to be this one. That's my opinion.
Another FYI for you guys, Notre Dame fans. Are you ready for this one?
Y'all ready for this?
The last time the Los Angeles Lakers, the LA Dodgers won their world titles was 1988.
Yeah. Oh,
The last time Notre Dame won a national championship was 1988. Little tidbit for you boys and girls out in YouTube and Anchorland. There we go. It could be an Irish.
sorry, I couldn't find a reaction that had a mind blowing, but I'm gonna give you a.
Pretty good.
I'm gonna give you a clapper.
face.
I'm gonna give you a clapper. Yeah, Elvis got my O
Yeah.
face. Oh.
Oh. Oh. What
There.
was the pick now?
Ohio State
Oh,
by 28.5 over Illinois.
I don't even want to say Ohio State.
Illinois played good last week too. I'm going Illinois.
Oh.
There we go. Off the rails, kids.
Yeah, and you're saying that because you don't think Ohio State can cover it?
No, that and I think Lovey's got them kind of turning the corner right now. Their quarterback played well. They got a really good receiver, and their running back played really good last week. Don't know any of their names. Don't care. Just cover the fucking spread.
What you taking, Teague?
Ugh. I really don't want to say
You can call them the Buckeyes. That's what I do.
the worthless nuts.
Oh,
Call them that.
wow.
What do you even do with a Buckeye?
Well, I like the chocolate peanut butter ones,
Not the same.
but
If you eat the real ones, you die.
did you take Ohio State, Tara?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm taking them too. I'm going safe pick again. I'm trying to win this thing. Trying to start from the bottom. Now I'm here. Elvis, if you didn't know, that's a Drake reference.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Start
Sometimes
from the bottom to the top. Don't fuck with me. I know who you're talking about.
He
Okay,
doesn't know lyrics.
I'm just making sure. Sometimes our pop culture references tend to go over your head, so I just wanted to make sure you're.
No. Daddy's well aware.
Next up, we've got Maryland at Indiana. Indiana giving up 12. This could be a good game. I don't think Maryland's bad. Tara?
Yeah, I went with IU just because I think they're going to be angry because they lost to the whatevers, and they should take it out on Maryland.
Well, judging by the stat that Elvis dropped on us, I'm taking Maryland. I think IU's glass slipper is about to fall off big time.
I'm going Maryland too. Tagovailoa, brother, and Myros, Notre Dame's defense lineman, they're gonna win by 2.
All right. The next we've got the Iron Bowl. Auburn at Bama. Bama giving up 24. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
And no Nick Saban.
As of right now.
He's out.
He'll test negative on Saturday morning.
out.
He'll be fine. Tara, who you taking?
I went with Alabama. I don't know.
I'm going to take Auburn. I think 24 points is an awful lot for the Iron Bowl.
I'm also going Tigers.
I think Elvis is just copying me.
I got cream rises to the top, don't it?
Yeah, true. Game we talked a little bit about earlier, Pitt going to Clemson. Clemson giving up 25. And Clemson hasn't played in several weeks, right?
Yeah, it's been a couple. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. Have they
Choking it.
What?
I think it's 3 weeks now, isn't it?
Have they played since they played
Or
us?
2. Yeah, I think they played the following week. I think it's been
Okay.
2 weeks for them.
Gotcha. All right, Tara, what are you thinking?
Well, this one was a hard one for me because the
That's what she
point
said.
spread. Because the point spread, and I think Pitt's decent. So I don't know. I originally thought Clemson, but I'm kind of thinking Pitt because I don't know if they'll cover the spread. I think I'm going to go with Pitt.
I'm going to take Clemson again, going with the safe pick. No off the charts for me on this one.
I'm gonna go Clemson myself.
Fucking
Trevor Lawrence
copycat.
comes back. Trevor Lawrence comes back and puts the dub up.
He's well rested.
Yeah.
Okay, our last college game of the week that we're going to pick is Colorado at USC. Now, USC finally covered last week, which made me happy because I continued to take them. USC's given up 13.5.
Oh gosh.
Did Elvis die?
He must have. All I heard him say was, "Oh gosh," and then he.
See, he acts like he's all in on this pop culture references, and the dude can't even operate his phone. I'm wondering if do I need to send him a link to get back?
You should be able to click on the same one.
Interesting. Nope, there he is. I think I got to let him back in.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Admit.
See, he knows more than you think.
There he is. Hey, you there, buddy?
I'm back. Grandma Judy called.
Oh, you got a call in the middle.
Is Teak back on? There.
Yeah, she's here.
There we go. Yeah, Grandma called. I had to say no. Sorry.
Decline. Better be careful. She'll call back again.
She's probably.
And she is.
Why don't you text her? Call Jen's phone.
Let me answer this real quick. I don't know what it is.
All right, that's fine.
Well, I don't even know how to do it.
Have Jen call her from Jen's phone.
It's okay. We're good.
You declined it again?
I don't know how to answer it. No, I don't know. It didn't come up that way.
Oh, okay.
She's probably like, I heard you talking shit about my cookie.
My deviled eggs.
That turkey was just fine.
Those chocolate truffles weren't your sisters.
All right, Colorado at USC. USC favored by 13.5.
I'll go first so you don't think I'm stepping on your toes. I'm gonna go USC.
I did too.
Because I think Colorado's terrible.
I think so. That's bad. Take
USC.
the Trojans across the board. Well, I don't know. I didn't look at the other guys' picks. Okay, we're on to the NFL now. 2 games today. And then, like we said earlier, the Ravens and Steelers got moved to Sunday. But first game is the early game, and hopefully we have this dropped before. We've got the Texans minus 2.5 at the Lions.
I picked the Texans because I always think because the Lions really like to lose, and then I think Deshaun's legit. So
You guys are on a first name basis.
yeah,
Sweet deal. Elvis.
I'm gonna go freaking Matthew Stafford and the Lions. They have to pull through once.
I don't think it's going to happen. I went Texans. The next matchup, the Washington Football Club at the Cowboys. The Cowboys favored by 3. This is a revenge match for Andy Dalton.
yep.
And I think he's going to come out guns a-blazing. I'm going first. I'm taking the Cowboys.
Yeah, it's hard. This pick was hard because Washington just crushed the Cowboys in the first game. So
It wasn't fair. It wasn't fair. It was like the second week after Dak died, and then Dalton gets smoked on probably the worst, most illegal hit I've ever seen in my life.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I picked the Cowboys just because Jalen Smith. Come on. He's a Fort Wayne, Notre Dame. He won't let me down.
I'm going Cowboys as well. They aren't that bad.
When they show up. All right, and next we've got the Ravens at the Steelers. The Steelers giving up 4.5.
I went with the Steelers. The Ravens have lost a lot, so and the Steelers have not.
I got to give credit where credit's due here. Lamar played decent enough to push us to a victory in fantasy football last week, but he's now back where he belongs, and that's on our bench. I'm going Steelers.
Not so fast, my friends. Lamar gives the Steelers their first loss of the year. I'm going Ravens.
The Tennessee Titans at the Colts the Colts are giving up 4.
I went with the Titans. Colts can suck it.
Yeah.
The Indiana girl is going against her
Hey,
home state team.
I'm not an Indiana girl. Do not call me that.
Wasn't that a John Cougar Mellencamp song?
No, it was Tom Petty.
Fuck.
But she wasn't. She hung out with the Indiana boys on an Indiana night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet dance with Mary Jane.
Oh my God.
Sometime.
Oh my God.
I just had flashbacks to Elvis doing "You Can't Touch This" on that.
Yes. Every time he sings. No, what was the song you sang? Wasn't it Bell Good
Can't
to
touch
Bell?
this.
What about
Yeah, we did.
Well, we
There
did
was a bunch of them.
we did like a
Mashup video montage.
he
of,
did
Yeah.
Poison?
that was me.
That girl is poison.
Elvis just did the drums at the beginning.
Never trust a big butt and a smile. That girl is
That's my life.
poison.
That's my life motto right there. Anyway, sweet dance with Mary Jane.
We went from Colts to this.
That was close.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go with the Colts on this one. Colts. Big Vis.
Colts are favored 4.5. Is that at Indy?
4 even, and it's at Indy.
Or they don't fucking ever. They're like the Buckeyes. They don't fucking ever go anywhere. Or always have home games. I'm gonna go Titans.
You just like it because it has the word tit in it.
Yep. And Ann.
The Saints -6 at the Broncos. Raised and rope Broncos.
What game? Who's this?
The Saints -6 at the Broncos.
Ooh.
A weather report for Denver.
Yeah, if it's snowing. Taysom Hill. I'm gonna
Hey,
go
here's
Saints.
some interesting fantasy football news. He had been
Yeah.
listed at quarterback/tight end all year, and now they're taking him away. You can't use him at tight end anymore. You can only put him at quarterback.
Yeah, for all them people that thought they'd fucking get away with it. Suck it.
The more you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I went with the Saints. I don't want to, but I went with the Saints because the Broncos are just struggling.
I did too, and for the exact same reason. Elvis.
I already fucking picked, homo. I said Saints.
Easy with the slurs.
Sorry. Oh, yeah.
We've been through this.
Yeah.
And our last pick of the week, your guys' Chicago Bears at Green Bay, and the Pack favored by 7.5.
Dude. I'm going to go Packers. Sorry, Bears fans, but we don't know if Mitchell Trubisky's playing. And the next one up is Tyler. Just got done sacking groceries at Menards 2 weeks ago. Bray. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Packers. The Bears are just so bad.
Yes, I agree. The Bears suck, but there is no way in hell I'm getting on video and on any type of device that I'm picking the Packers. So I'm going with the Bears. I refuse to pick the Packers.
You don't want to go on a world-renowned podcast and pick against
Yeah.
your favorite team.
I don't
do
want the
all
Bears
time.
to hear about it. Then they get down, and then
Like, get down, get down, get down.
By the way, I have more tidbits of info
oh god,
for the podcast boys and the
Yeah.
Beatettes and
Girl.
beat and Duder Nation and beat at Nation. There was a rumor going around that David A. Blue, got a haircut,
And
and he got one, and he looks a lot better.
It's
Does
been
he?
confirmed.
It's been confirmed.
well, I guess while we're on the topic of Dave, we do want to send out Duder Podcast well wishes to Dave. Last episode, we sent out an APB on him because we hadn't heard from him in a long time, and LK then decided to let us know that Dave had a hip replacement.
Yes.
So I texted him to see if they gave him new genitalia. He confirmed that did not happen. He did not say it like that. He may have called me an asshole, but oh well, that's Dave.
I think he's running the Turkey Day Marathon over in Bryan today too.
Turkey trotting, huh?
Yeah,
We were going to do that one year. Decided against.
I did it a few years ago with
And?
McKeegan.
Did you
Oh, I
walk or
killed
run?
it.
Did you win first place?
I skipped.
You and McKeegan held hands and skipped the whole way.
No, she's 8 miles ahead of me. I skipped.
You had Tate come pick you up on a golf cart.
I was chafing.
That's funny.
We'll feel better soon, Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue.
Oh, dab.
So unless you guys have anything to add, that is probably going to wrap up a very Bailey Thanksgiving episode here.
I would like to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. It's going to be a little different in 2020. Social distancing. Nobody wants the families to get together, but I do kind of like what we're doing. We're doing a Zoom call.
Mhm.
I don't know how good the food would taste on your antique, but let me try a little turkey leg.
My mini food. Well, thanks guys for letting me be on this
Hey.
wonderful podcast. It's my favorite thing. So
Well, we appreciate all of
Fun.
your tweets and all your good comments you give us, and we like to do that. The people the listeners, why not make this a little more listener interactive? Let's let them come on too, and because we really do appreciate it, all the nice comments and coming on here and hanging out with us, and specifically Teak, all your technical assistance. Because of that, I have now added you to the ending credits. Because our hired help has come MIA. Actually, you know what though? I texted Mason 3 weeks ago to ask him a question and told him I would call him back after I watched The Irish, and I still have not called him back. So Mace, I'm sorry. I'll call you back eventually, just when I get to it. So that's going to do it for this installment of the Duder Podcast. Thank you all for listening. We ask that if you're listening via iTunes, please download, subscribe, rate, and review. We're also on Twitter, Facebook, and our email address, duderpodcast@gmail.com. If you leave a review or any kind of email you send us or tweet or text or Facebook message, we will read it on the air. The Duder Podcast is a Beat 2K production, created, written, and produced by me, Rob Bailey. Executive producers are Mike Bailey, Lindsay Keys, and Doug Billman, with editorial assistance by Mason Hosteller and tonight's guest, Tara Bailey. Contributing producers are Dave Blue, Boston Waltenberger, and Steve Bechtel. Hair and makeup. Holy shit, he's going to probably have to start doing our hair and makeup now, right?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Crap. All right. As always, hair and makeup by our Ravenscroft College graduate, Curtis Metz. Those were the credits.
By the way, you forgot Andy Berg's trivia question.
Oh shit! You know what? We'll save it for next week.
Okay.
We'll save it. Sorry, Andy. You know, shit happens. Sometimes when I don't have my notes in front of me, I can't do it all, and it's hard to read a script and make it look like I'm on camera here still too. So, all right. So from the Beats Lab at Studio 537, happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
You've been listening to
Happy Turkey Gobblers.
You've been listening to the Duder Podcast.